When King George sent soldiers to control the colonists in Boston, tensions were high. Many colonists were enraged. Everyone knew a fight was going to happen.
I have hated the soldiers ever since they have landed in the Boston port, but I also know someone's going to start a fight. Many people in Boston are just waiting for the chance to insult the British soldiers.
There goes the fellow who deprived my master for dressing his hair.
How dare you!
The young white colonist Ebenezer suspected there was going to be a fight brewing in Boston. A crowd gathers, cussing and throwing rocks and snowballs at the soldiers. The young white colonists are getting defensive and sending threats back at the colonists.
Get back or I'll shoot.
Get out of here! You wouldn't dare shoot.
A shot rang out. Then former slave Crispus Attucks drops dead to the floor. There was complete silence.
That's one of our fellow colonists. How dare you? I thought the soldiers were going to keep the peace.
How could you?
More shots come towards the colonists. Ebenezer and the survivors are furious by this. On March 5th, after the Boston Massacre, many colonists were angry at the British soldiers. They felt that the British soldiers were treating the colonists unfairly. Ebenezer was one of the survivors that felt this way.
Did you see Attucks dead on the floor?
Even though colonists were angry that one of their own was shot, is it a coincidence that the first person shot the Boston Massacre was a black man? What you are about to hear is the opinion of white colonists in Boston in the year. He's not just a colonist. He's a black colonist and former slave. Maybe they killed him to scare the white colonists from continuing to taunt the British soldiers. We don't know, but maybe that's what happened.
Well, at least it was not a white person.
I have to say, I'm not mad at these soldiers.
Well, I'm not. How dare these men confined for unarmed crowds? If these soldiers need to be here, they should at least try to keep the peace. So we need to do something about this bloody massacre. There were more men killed than Attucks.
It is true that many colonists are affected by the Boston Massacre. Many whites feel thankful that the first person shot the massacre was a black man. And many colonists feel thankful that the first person shot was black. They thought they should be slaves, but they also are enraged by the fact that the soldiers shot at them. One colonist in particular.
We have Paul Revere in Boston. As I said earlier, many colonists are affected by the massacre. A colonist in particular wanted to do something.
As I said earlier, many colonists are affected by the massacre. A colonist in particular wants to do something about it. You may have even heard his name before. It's Paul Revere.
Something big to get.
Now here's an opportunity to get everybody on our side.
Paul was planning something big to get all the colonists on his side. You may have even heard of his bloody massacre.
Wake up, Hannah.
Hey, what are you two
What are you doing?
doing?
My
Follow
forehead
me.
this hour, Paul. Hey, what are you two doing? Follow me.
Click!
Stop now.
I want you to help me make an engraving.
So why did you come to my home tonight?
I want you to help me make an engraving.
And why should I?
To get all the colonists to know this massacre.
So you want me to help with the engraving of the massacre?
Yes.
Yes.
Fine.
So they stayed up all night working on the engraving and then making copies.
Go ahead.
Paul Revere has passed around thousands of copies throughout the colonies by March 11th, and boy were the soldiers angry at the colonists.
Paul Revere has
Look at the
passed
engraving that was
thousands
on
of
my house.
copies
Soon
throughout
all the colonies will know about this
And
massacre.
boy were the soldiers
got that
angry at the
too?
colonists.
Look at the engraving that was near my house.
Signs and believing that
Soon all the colonies will know about this massacre.
You got them too?
That's how the
Many
massacre
colonists have been
was.
seeing these signs and believing that only
Look
the
at that
British
soldier.
were fired. Paul Revere is joyful that his plan is worked.
Well, that's how the massacre went.
Yep.
Look at that soldier.
What are with these engravings?
Well, I think whoever did this
Well, I think whoever
It
did
is
this
so
was paid for.
accurate. Yeah, that's what they did.
But it is
John.
so
They shot our
accurate.
people.
Yeah, that's what they did, John. They shot our people.
Important to hear what many
I
colonists
think that was important to hear what many colonists were thinking in Boston during the Boston Massacre. It is true that the first person shot and killed that bloody day was Crispus Attucks. The other colonists in Boston, the majority of which were white, think that a black man being shot first was something that the British soldiers did on purpose. We don't know, but we know that the Crispus Attucks has been considered a hero of the Boston Massacre, even if he was a former slave and wasn't treated the same as other colonists.